Hi, welcome to another Sewalong video. It is spring in the Netherlands, which means it's 10 degrees Celsius and it rains a lot. And I thought it was the perfect time to celebrate with a spring make. If you've seen my last video that was about my winter makes, and in that one I made a dungarees slash overalls, whatever you like to call it. And I just found the perfect fabric for another one in the thrift store, which is this pink magenta denim, or it feels like a denim, or maybe more like a canvas. Anyway, a thick sturdy fabric, which is perfect for spring in the Netherlands, and it is still very cold. And I had a day off today. It's Tuesday. I'm a freelancer and I work as a photographer and a content creator, and I just thought, why not make more content on my day off? That makes sense. Also, if you're thinking, what's happened to her face? She's so puffy. Did she cry all night? No, I did not. I did pay someone to torture my face with a laser yesterday, and that is why I look probably a little bit puffy and red as well. I would not recommend it. Why did I do it? It's just for my acne scarring. But at this point I think I'd rather have scars than torture myself once more. For some reason I always want to film when my face just went through a peeling or anything like that. That's some sort of masochism, I guess, self-torture, I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, my plans for this make. The overalls, well, I've got the other ones I made in my previous video, and this is more of a cotton, so it's a little bit softer. So that's because I also thought about making a boiler suit out of this one. I think a boiler suit would be so cool, and this is the perfect fabric for it, but it's a little bit too sturdy, so I don't think it would be comfortable. Plus it needs a well because the overalls are going to be a little bit more fabric, like just for now, and what is a bit more complicated, so it's going to be one easier, I think, but I'm really comfortable. I digress. I want to recreate this one, which is based on a tutorial by the Essentials Club, and also a little bit by Rosary Apparel, and I have looked at the Lucy and Jack overalls. I just went to the store last year in Brighton and I really loved them, but they didn't really fit me, and they were also very expensive, which is fine. I totally get why they are expensive, like why not? Now I'm sewing myself. I totally understand why clothing costs a lot of money sometimes, and that's fine. But it didn't really fit me either, so that's why I want to recreate them again. And with the original Lucy and Jack, you have the seams in the middle instead of here. Hold up. I'm not going to do that because I want to line it. This one's lined as well, and that's what I got from the Essential Club tutorial, and I think that's very great. And this one, I'm not going to do it with this fabric because it's very thick. I am thinking about doing this with the teeny tiny tablecloth that I've thrifted. I think that would make a cute lining, so the seams are still hidden and I don't really have to hem it, but like the seams are concealed. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start making a pattern, and I want to go with white top stitching, which is going to be a little bit tricky because I'm not the neatest sewist. So yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. So it's already been 2 hours and I've just cut out the pieces for my pattern. That was quite a bit of work because I had to make a new pattern by myself. I changed a few things. I am not sure if it's gonna work out. I have no time to do mock-up, nor do I want to do mock-up ever. So I cut out all these straps and all the things and the legs. Legs are always a bit hard for me because that's something I don't often do. So I had to adjust a few things and I really hope it will work out. I have no clue. But yeah, I think I have already binged one whole podcast, which is a little sad. So I'm just going back to my true crime podcast now. I'm curious, do you love to listen to something while sewing, like a podcast? And that matter what kind of podcast is your favorite? I love to listen to true crime while doing my grandma hobbies. So yeah. Anyway, it's 12:30 now, so I'm just going to prepare all the straps and the pockets because I need to sew them first, and I have to attach them on the upper part before I attach the lining. And I think that's gonna be most of the work for this afternoon. And I do hope I have time for another walk. But ja, hij kan dan knappen en dan stopt hij er gewoon mee, denk ik, of niet?
Ja, nooit de motor alleen maar heel laten rijden, zo afdraaien, zeg maar niet met de rest meer. Dan is het echt een snaadje wat kapot is. En dan zou je moeten kijken of er nog zo'n ding te krijgen.
Oh nee! En dan wordt het natuurlijk wat lastiger met zo'n oude machine. This is the pocket. It's a little crooked and it's not very neat, but I think it's okay. I knew it was a risk to use the white stop stitching because this is not really my forte. So this is attached. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look super nice either. I knew it was a risk using the white top stitching, but I do like it. This is a little weird, but I think it's okay. It's a little crooked because I just did it by feeling instead of measuring it. That's my own risk. I don't mind. I'm really not that tidy. I just want to make things and doing things very precise is just not my style of anything in life. You should see my room right now. It's an absolute disaster. So next thing I'm gonna do is add these little ones, whoops, in here like this, and then okay, sew it in between. als ik nu dan ik snel naar en dan als ik ja. Ja. Zo een beetje. Ja, daar. Ja, dan kan het gewoon weer. Ja, oh. Ja, precies.
2 hours later.
Okay, there is some sad news. She might be dying. I was just sewing happily along for hours and hours, and I was listening to a podcast on my noise cancelling headphones, and all of a sudden I'm like, what's that noise? And it's a very high pitched squeak, like wee, and it came from her. And then I just, got all oil, cleaned everything, oiled her, but the noise was coming from her behind. And it just didn't sound good. And when I was cleaning it, I realized it might be the slow sewing setting, and it is. So she doesn't make any noise when I'm using the normal sewing setting. But for all my top stitching, I love to use the slow setting because it makes it so much easier to go straight ahead. So luckily, she's not going to explode. I call my father. He knows everything. He's very handy. And it's probably something to do in the motor, and something with like tour, and I'm not sure how you call it in English, but something is probably a little old and dried out, but you cannot oil it, otherwise it will all it will explode. So I'm gonna try and finish the project with the normal setting and hope she doesn't break down. I hope she doesn't break down anyway, and hope she's not going to break down because she's so old. It might be hard to get a replacement for it, and that would make me so sad because I love her, and I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind like a newer machine with more options, but she's also so strong, so reliable. She's gorgeous. I know her well, and it breaks my heart just to think she might die soon. I hope not. I really hope not. Yeah, this is too large. Nope. Okay, well, the thing happened that I was afraid of, because this crotch area isn't really working very well. It's high. I have like a big camel toe, and if I put it lower, it's a little blocky here, and here it's quite tight. And no, I didn't change them. So these aren't supposed to be the back panel, and this is the front panel. I have tried it on the other way around to see if it looks any better, but I don't think it does. But this is also way too big, so I think this also needs to be smaller. I am not going to lie, I am a little defeated, I guess. Deflated? No, no, not deflated. Defeated. I am not sure if I'm gonna finish this on time, and I am not really sure how I'm gonna fix this. Good morning. Wow, that's my morning voice. I also did this zipper yesterday, which was a total nightmare. And it looks quite shit. But I've decided not to worry about that right now because the fabric is very coarse, like very rough, and not sure if I'm gonna wear it a lot. honestly. And yesterday was quite a roller coaster. It started out really nice, and then dear Hattie almost broke down. I'm still not sure what it is. She's not working well in the slow sewing stand mode. What? So slowing mode. She's making a lot of squeaky noises also when I wind the bobbin. So I think something there is in need of some oil, but according to my father, who is like an electrician and repairs machines for work, you cannot really oil that part of the machine. She might just be too old, and according to him there might be like some sort of string that needs to be replaced. That's something you cannot oil because it's near the motor, and the noise is coming from there as well. So that would make me very sad. We could try to fix it, but there's no way to. We don't know if it's replaceable, if they still make that kind of equipment, I guess. Of course, there's also a sewing machine repair man. The thing is, I don't have a car, and she is very, very heavy. So, and also I'm not sure if it's worth to take her, because I mean she's beautiful and I love her, but if it's going to cost a lot of money, it might not be worth it, because she's literally deteriorating. I guess they just noticed one of the buttons, just a part of it just broke off. I mean, I am not the most careful person in the world. The things I own, they need to be sturdy, they need to be tough. They're going through hell, and since I've used her a lot this year, I can already see that she has a lot of scratches, and I mean that's probably all my fault, but I also feel like she is just falling apart slowly, and that makes me very sad, because she is so beautiful and I love her, and yeah, so I have mixed feelings about this project. And when I use the normal sewing mode, she just jams a lot. I'm not sure what that is, but it's very frustrating. So it was quite a frustrating day of sewing yesterday, especially in the evenings. Why did I continue? I don't know. That's just, I'm just too stubborn that way. And it ended up being way too big, and I think I had managed to salvage it. So it's okay now. It's still a bit oversized and baggy, but I mean it's like dungarees, so dungarees. So they should be like oversized, I guess.